When Canada legalized recreational cannabis in October 2018, there were debates about its possible effects on public health, law enforcement, and the economy. But those effects depended on consumers switching from the existing illegal market to the new legal one. How many would really switch? There were also questions about how best to sell cannabis. Some provinces opened many stores relative to their populations, while others had few. How many were really needed? After legalization, there were many complaints about product shortages. Lots of cannabis was being grown, but few products were on store shelves. Provincial politicians blamed the federal government for production problems, but federal politicians blamed provinces for retail distribution problems. Who was right? I investigated these questions by analyzing data for the first 12 months of legal sales. My analysis considered how production, pricing, and store numbers might have influenced those sales. I estimated that recreational sales represented about 8% of Canada's total usage in October 2018. That figure grew impressively to 24% by September 2019. However, there were 5 months where sales did not grow. By comparing sales to store numbers, we can see that sales generally grew in proportion to new store openings. The exception was that 5-month period, when store numbers increased but sales did not. For those months, the problem was insufficient dry cannabis production. Producers barely got enough products out the door to supply existing sales. But after production jumped in spring, sales began to rise. At the provincial level, places with more stores per capita and lower prices generally had higher sales. By September 2019, recreational sales represented 70% of usage in Prince Edward Island, but only 13% in Ontario. So, my research showed that during the first 6 months of legal sales, growth was limited by production shortages. That's contrary to what some federal politicians had claimed. But those shortages disappeared after spring 2019. Sales then became limited by the availability of retail stores. That is contrary to what some provincial politicians had claimed. In summary, recreational cannabis sold well to the extent it was available from producers, accessible from retailers, and priced competitively low.